Hello family. Today, we're diving into the 2024 changes to the UK dependent visa. The UK dependent visa offers a pathway for families to reunite and build a life in the UK. But with new changes on the horizon, what does this mean for you and your loved ones? Whether you are a skilled worker, health and care worker, student, ILR holder, on the Global Talent or Innovator visa, we will be elaborating on the requirements to bring your dependents to join you in the UK this 2024. Hence, make sure you watch till the end of the video, so you do not miss out on this very vital information. For our indefatigable fans and those new to the family, you now have the option to join to become a member of the family. For others, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, let's get into it. Understanding the UK dependent visa. A dependent visa in the UK allows family members of certain visa holders to join them in the UK. This includes spouses, partners, and children under 18, of those holding visas like the skilled worker or global talent visas. Recent changes and their impact. As we step into 2024, the landscape for bringing dependents to the UK has shifted. Notably, most international students are now restricted from bringing dependents, unless enrolled in postgraduate research programs. This change aims to streamline the visa process, but also poses challenges for families hoping to stay together. Navigating the new landscape. For those affected by these changes, it's crucial to understand your options. While students face tighter restrictions, other routes like the health and care worker and skilled worker visas still offer pathways for family reunification. Preparing for success. Success under the new rules requires careful preparation. Ensuring your documentation is complete and seeking professional advice can help navigate the complexities of the application process. Looking ahead. Despite the challenges, the dream of reuniting families in the UK remains alive. By staying informed and prepared, you can navigate the changes to the UK dependent visa and bring your loved ones closer. The journey to reunite your family in the UK in 2024 may look different, but it's a journey worth taking. Stay informed, prepare diligently, and let's navigate these changes together. Let's pause for a minute. Are you currently enjoying the video? If so, then please take a minute to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Also turn on the notification button, so that you are the first to be notified when the next video drops. In Chronicles of Ola, we talk about life, living in the UK, immigration related information and lots more. So please join the family and share the channel with your friends. Now let's get back to it. Dependent visa overview. Family is the heart of the home, and for many, bringing loved ones to the UK is a top priority. In this segment, we'll explore the UK dependent visa and what it means for families in 2024. Introduction to the UK dependent visa. The UK dependent visa creates a bridge for families separated by borders, allowing them to live, work, and study in the UK. But who exactly can take this path? Who can apply as a dependent? Dependents can include your spouse, civil partner, unmarried partner, and children under 18. They must prove a genuine relationship and the intention to live together in the UK. Qualifying visas for dependents. Qualifying visas for dependents include the skilled worker, global talent, and innovator visas, among others. Each category has specific requirements and benefits for dependents. Application process for dependents. Applying for a dependent visa involves a separate application for each family member. They'll need to provide evidence of their relationship and meet financial requirements. Financial requirements for dependents. To support themselves without public funds, dependents must have a certain amount of money available. For example, you'll need £285 for your partner and £315 for one child. Duration and conditions of stay. Once granted, dependent visas are valid for the same length of time as the main applicant's visa. Dependents have the right to work, study, and access the National Health Service. Restrictions and limitations. While dependents enjoy many freedoms, there are restrictions. For instance, they cannot work as professional sportspersons or doctors in training under certain conditions. Impact of new changes in 2024. In 2024, changes to the dependent visa may affect eligibility and requirements. It's essential to stay updated on these changes to ensure a smooth application process. Preparing for the future. As we look to the future, preparation is key. Understanding the changes, gathering the correct documents, and possibly seeking legal advice can help secure your family's place in the UK. The UK dependent visa is a gateway to family reunification. With careful planning and adherence to the rules, you can navigate the changes and start a new chapter together in the UK. Eligibility requirements for the UK dependent visa. Uniting with your family in the UK is a dream for many. Let's delve into the eligibility requirements for the UK dependent visa, and how to ensure your application stands the best chance of success. Introduction to eligibility. Eligibility for the UK dependent visa is centered around your relationship with the main visa holder. Whether you're a spouse, partner, or child, proving this relationship is key. Defining qualifying relationships. Qualifying family members include spouses, civil partners, unmarried partners, and children under 18. Each must demonstrate a genuine relationship with the main visa holder, and an intention to live together in the UK. Proving a genuine relationship. For partners, evidence of cohabitation for at least 2 years is typically required, or proof of a long-term relationship if living apart. Marriage or civil partnership certificates are a must for married or civil partners. Children as dependents. Children must be under 18 and not leading an independent life. If applying as a dependent of a sole parent, additional requirements must be met. Children over 18 can only apply if they're already in the UK as dependents. Financial independence. Dependents must also prove they can be maintained and accommodated without recourse to public funds. This often means showing a certain level of savings, or having a sponsor who can provide financial support. Application consistency. A dependent's visa duration is aligned with that of the main applicant. If parents have different visa lengths, the child's visa will match the shorter one. Consistency across applications is crucial for approval. Preparing for application. Preparation is key. Gather accurate documents, ensure funds meet the requirements, and seek professional advice if needed. A well-prepared application is the first step towards a successful reunion in the UK. Meeting the eligibility requirements for the UK dependent visa is a detailed process, but it's the pathway to bringing your family together. With the right preparation, you can turn the dream of a UK reunion into reality. Salary and maintenance requirements for the UK dependent visa. When planning to bring your family to the UK, understanding the financial requirements is essential. Let's break down the salary and maintenance needs for the UK dependent visa. Introduction to financial thresholds. The financial threshold for the UK dependent visa is a key factor in the application process. It ensures that families can sustain themselves in the UK without needing public funds. Spouse/partner visa income requirements. For those applying for a spouse or partner visa, the minimum income requirement is set to increase to £29,000 in April 2024. Later on, applicants will need to meet an even higher threshold of around £34,500. Calculating the financial requirement. The financial requirement can be met through various means, including income from employment, self-employment, pensions, or savings. It's important to calculate your total income to ensure it meets or exceeds the threshold. Maintenance funds for dependents. In addition to the main applicant's income, dependents must also show they have adequate maintenance funds. This is to prove they won't rely on public benefits while in the UK. Supporting evidence for financial stability. Applicants must provide supporting evidence of their financial stability. This includes bank statements, pay slips, and other financial documents that verify their ability to support their dependents. Impact of salary increases on applicants. The upcoming salary increases will have a significant impact on applicants. It's crucial to plan ahead and ensure that your income will meet the new requirements when they come into effect. Preparing for application submission. As you prepare for your application submission, meticulously gather all the necessary financial documents. This preparation can make the difference between a successful application and a delayed reunion. Navigating the financial requirements for the UK dependent visa can be challenging, but with careful planning and the right information, you can successfully bring your family to the UK. Qualifying visas for dependents. Dependents of individuals holding various UK visas can apply to join or accompany them in the UK. Each visa type has specific requirements and offers certain benefits for dependents. Here's an overview of the dependent eligibility for some of the key UK visa categories. Skilled worker visa. Eligible dependents, the partner and children of a skilled worker visa holder, can apply as dependents. A dependent partner can be a husband, wife, civil partner, or unmarried partner. Dependent children can be under 18 or over 18 if they are already in the UK as dependents. Financial requirements. There are specific financial requirements for dependents to support themselves in the UK. For example, the skilled worker visa holder, or their partner, or child will need £285 for the partner, £315 for one child, and £200 for each additional child. Application process. Dependents must apply online, and provide evidence of their relationship. They can apply from outside the UK, or switch to a dependent visa from within the UK, if they meet certain criteria. Global Talent Visa. Eligible dependents. Similar to the Skilled Worker Visa, the partner and children of a Global Talent Visa holder can apply as dependents. The requirements for who qualifies as a dependent partner or child are the same. Rights of dependents. Dependents on a Global Talent Visa can work, except as a sportsperson or coach, study, travel abroad and return to the UK, and apply for indefinite leave to remain, after living in the UK for 5 years. Application process. Dependents must apply online, and provide the Global Talent Visa holder's application number. They must also provide evidence of their relationship, and meet the same financial requirements as Skilled Worker Visa dependents. Student Visa. Eligible dependents. Only certain students can bring family members to the UK on a dependent visa. Eligible students are those on a full-time postgraduate level research degree, of at least 9 months, or government-sponsored students on a full-time course of 6 months, or longer. Rights of dependents. Dependents of students can work in the UK, except as a professional sportsperson or coach. They cannot work as a doctor, or dentist in training unless certain conditions are met. Application process. Dependents can apply at the same time as the student, or any time before the student's current visa expires. They must meet the eligibility criteria and apply online. Other visas. Long-term work visas. Dependents of other long-term work visa holders, such as health and care worker, intracompany, minister of religion, and sportsperson visas, can also apply to join the main visa holder in the UK. Short-term work visas. Dependents of temporary worker visa holders in various categories, such as charity worker, creative, and sporting, government authorized exchange, international agreement worker, and religious worker visas, are also eligible to apply. Investor, business development, and talent visas. Dependents of individuals on these visa routes can apply to a company, or join them in the UK. For all these visas, dependents must apply before traveling to the UK, and provide the necessary documentation, including proof of relationship, and financial means. It's important for applicants to check the specific requirements for each visa category, and ensure they meet all the eligibility criteria before applying. New changes to dependent visa. In 2024, the UK is set to implement significant changes to its immigration rules, particularly affecting family visas. One of the most notable changes is the increase in the minimum income requirement for those wishing to bring family members to the UK on a family visa. Here's an overview of the upcoming changes. Increase in minimum income requirement. The minimum income requirement for family visas is currently set at £18,600. However, this is scheduled to rise to £29,000 in spring 2024, and further to £38,700 by January 2025. The increase in the financial threshold is part of the government's efforts to ensure that those bringing dependents to the UK can support them financially without recourse to public funds. Impact on sponsoring children. At present, the minimum income requirement increases if the applicant will be accompanied by dependent children. The sponsor must earn an extra £3,800 a year for the first child, and £2,400 a year for each additional child. However, from spring 2024, there will no longer be a separate child element to the minimum income requirement. This change is intended to ensure that British nationals are not treated less favourably than migrants, who are required to meet the general skilled worker threshold, regardless of any children being sponsored. Restrictions on student visas. From January 1, 2024, most international students will no longer be able to bring family members to the UK, with the exception of those studying postgraduate research programs. This restriction is part of a wider package of measures aimed at reducing net migration and curbing abuse of the immigration system. Advice for applicants. Those who already have a family visa within the partner route, or who apply before the minimum income requirement is raised, will continue to have their applications assessed against the current income requirement, and will not be required to meet the new threshold. It is advisable for those considering switching to the partner route to apply before spring 2024 to avoid the increased minimum income requirement. Preparing for the changes. Applicants and sponsors should be aware of these upcoming changes and plan accordingly. It may be beneficial to apply for visas before the new requirements come into effect to avoid the higher financial threshold. The calendar flipping to 2024 with highlighted changes symbolizes the urgency for those affected to understand and prepare for these significant immigration rule changes. The voiceover emphasizes the importance of being aware of the increased financial requirements that could impact the ability of UK visa holders to bring family members to the country. Preparing for the dependent visa application. When preparing for a dependent visa application, meticulous preparation and attention to detail are essential. The process involves gathering necessary documents, accurately completing forms, and possibly seeking legal advice. To navigate the complexities of the application process, here's a step-by-step guide to ensure a smooth application process for a dependent visa. Gather essential documents. The first step in preparing for a dependent visa application is to gather all the necessary documents. These typically include proof of legal relationship, original government-issued birth and/or marriage certificates, adoption papers, etc., to prove the relationship between the principal applicant and any dependents. Notarized copies, religious documents, hospital records, and short-form birth certificates that do not show parentage are not acceptable. Passport, a valid passport for each dependent, unless they are passport exempt. Photographs, 1 2x2 passport-style photograph for each applicant, taken on a plain white background within the last 6 months. If the photograph could not be uploaded to the online application, it should be brought to the interview. Confirmation of appointment, for the visa interview, along with the DS-160 confirmation page for all dependents. Photocopy of the principal applicant's visa, if the principal applicant has already been issued a visa. Financial proof, evidence of sufficient funds to support dependents during their stay. This may include bank statements, or a letter from the principal applicant's employer. Understand the application process. Application forms, complete the necessary application forms accurately. Interview preparation, most applicants age 14 years and older, as well as those under the age of 80, must appear for a personal interview. Prepare for questions regarding the relationship with the principal visa holder, intent of visit, period of stay, and finances. Consider legal advice. Navigating complexities, the dependent visa application process can be complex. Consider consulting with an experienced immigration attorney to help navigate the process, avoid common mistakes, and address any potential issues that could lead to delays or denials. Additional tips. Apply early. To avoid delays, it's advisable to apply for the dependent visa as early as possible, especially if planning to accompany the principal applicant. Check eligibility. Ensure that dependents meet the eligibility criteria for the specific dependent visa category, such as being the spouse or unmarried minor child of the principal applicant. Prepare for financial requirements. Be aware of the financial requirements for dependents, and ensure that the principal applicant has sufficient funds to support them during their stay. By following these steps, and ensuring all documents are accurate and meet specifications, applicants can increase their chances of a successful dependent visa application. Legal advice can provide additional guidance to effectively navigate the complexities of the process. The path to permanent residency, indefinite leave to remain, ILR. The journey to obtaining indefinite leave to remain, ILR, in the UK, is a significant milestone for many immigrants, marking the transition to permanent residency. ILR allows individuals to live, work, and study in the UK without any time restrictions. Here's an overview of the path to ILR, and the celebration of achieving this status. Qualifying for ILR. To qualify for ILR, applicants must typically meet a continuous residence requirement, which varies depending on their visa category. For example, skilled worker visa holders are generally eligible after 5 years of continuous residence in the UK. The continuous period requirement is crucial, and applicants must not have spent more than 180 days outside the UK, in any rolling 12-month period during their qualifying period. Continuous residence and absences. The Home Office has specific rules regarding absences from the UK that affect the continuous residence requirement. Absences must be for reasons consistent with the original purpose of entry to the UK, or for serious or compelling reasons. If an applicant leaves the UK with valid leave, and re-enters while that leave is still valid, or if they apply for new entry clearance within 28 days of their leave expiring, and re-enter the UK using that entry clearance, their continuous period is maintained. Eligibility criteria. Apart from the residence requirement, applicants must also meet other eligibility criteria, such as passing the Life in the UK test, and meeting the English language requirement. They must also prove they are of good character, which means they have not broken any UK laws or immigration rules. Application process. Applicants must apply for ILR online, and provide all the necessary supporting documents. They must be in the UK to apply, and should apply 28 days before they are eligible, but not after their current visa expires. The standard processing time can vary, but applicants are usually informed of the decision within 6 months. Rights and status with ILR. Once granted ILR, individuals have the right to work, run a business, study, and access public services like healthcare and schools in the UK. They can also apply for public funds and pensions and may be eligible to apply for British citizenship after a minimum of 12 months. Maintaining ILR status. It's important to note that ILR can lapse if an individual stays outside the UK for more than 2 years at a time. In such cases, they would need to apply for a returning resident visa to come back to live in the UK. Celebrating ILR. Receiving ILR documents is a cause for celebration for many families, as it signifies security and permanence in the UK. It allows families to plan for their future, without the uncertainty of temporary visas and immigration controls. The path to ILR is a testament to the commitment and resilience of those who have chosen to make the UK their home. That's all for today's video. We hope you now have more information around these topics that have been discussed. We encourage you to take that bold step towards your next career adventure. The UK awaits your contribution to its vibrant and diverse workforce. Not so fast though. Did you like the video? Do you have friends and family that need to know about these details to make their move to the UK a success? Then make sure you share, and share. Many of you only watch my videos, a whooping 80% of you, but haven't subscribed. Why not? Please subscribe today, and turn on the notification button so that you be the first to be notified when I drop more of this content. For those that want to support the channel, my PayPal link is in the description of the video. If you need a paid inquiry, make a donation to the channel, and send your details to my email, chroniclesofola@gmail.com. Shalom.